we are going to have the best spring ever. We're going to call in the prosperous energies of spring, tuning into our highest enjoyment and feeling fulfilled every single moment. This is a new claim. We are claiming a new prosperous us. We are claiming a us no matter where we are. Okay, so no matter if we have a really good moment at this time or if we don't, it doesn't matter. We are no longer waiting for something, someone, anything in order for us to have the best spring ever. I don't know about you, but I felt a true shift lately. Like every single spring, I feel the shift. I love spring. It's one of my favorite seasons. But this spring season, something has shifted. And please comment if you have felt the same and let me know about your experiences around that. But I really felt that there is something very different that is changing. So I also felt that it's very important for us to now cultivate these energies and use these energies and be with it, flow with those energies that we are now being provided for. So I want us to truly enjoy and have the best. And in order for us to have a spring that we enjoy to the fullest, I want you to now take a couple of seconds. You can pause the video, just tune in and ask yourself intuitively, how can I make this the best spring ever? I'm going to give you some advices as well, but just tune into your intuition. Give you one thing or something like that. Write it down. And let's go. Okay, so what I do believe in order for us to have the best spring ever is that we have to, in this moment now, understand that we really, truly understand that we are living in a multiverse universe, or what you say. That we have different realities and we can choose our experience, how we want to experience life, and thus we also choose the reality that we are in. Let's say it like this. You are going for a walk. And you're starting your morning a little bit off, something feels off in your energies, so you decide to go for a walk. And you go for a walk trying to, get yourself in a better state or figure out why you feel as you feel. Was it like you woke up like this, or is it something that you're worrying about, or what is it? And you're starting to go down that route. Suddenly the sun shines on your face and you are feeling the energies of spring. And you are just taking in the full picture, the full heat, everything from that sun. And suddenly, you do feel different. You do feel that everything is going to work out for you. You do feel that everything is possible. You do feel that your day is actually turning into something really great. What's happened? You shifted your energies. You shifted your experience. You shifted how you chose to experience that moment. So you shifted reality. And this is something that we usually talk about, that we are shifting realities and can make these kind of choices, but we are not seeing it that kind of clear. In one way or another, we are almost saying that, we know that we do have different type of realities and there are different realities that exist and so forth, but we sometimes don't understand that it's in these small little choices and small little moments where we choose the reality, where we choose how we want to go about it for the day. And the day can continue and be quite shitty, actually. It can continue to be quite shitty, but you can decide if you want to take it like that or not. You can see it as it's actually, it looks like it's a little bit shitty, but maybe there's something really good happening for me right now. Maybe I'm being told something right now. Maybe I'm receiving a lot of messages right now. Whatever it is for you, right? Whatever it is for kind of circumstance you're in or kind of day that you have ahead of you. We can always choose how we get to experience life and how we get to respond to everything that happens to us or for us, I would say. That is how I see it, right? So usually we do take in a lot of input from the external world and take it upon us and build it upon us that we have done something wrong or there's something that isn't doing well right now, or why is this happening again, or I don't want this kind of circumstance I have, or I'm waking up to this experience one more day. We have all these kind of experiences that we keep on feeding and we keep on responding to, we keep on reacting to those realities, and thus we do continue to have those realities as well. So the power in enjoying our life to the fullest and enjoying our spring to the fullest is to pay close attention to what reality is it that I'm choosing and how do I choose to experience life. When we are enjoying the moment, when we decide to enjoy our moments, we send signals to ourselves that we are feeling great. And when we send these signals to ourselves that we are feeling great, we start to look for the evidence to find how it is that we are feeling great. So we start to look for the evidence, we start to look for the realities, we start to look for the experiences, for the events to happen that makes us feel great, that makes us feel good. When ourselves feels good, we do also take decisions from a prosperous energy. We take decisions from an abundant energy. We do not take decisions from lack or scarcity. We take the decisions from well-being. And this is many times what I prepare myself for every single day, and I prepare you for every single moment I have these videos or when I interact with you in some certain type of way, that we are preparing ourselves for having a prosperous, harmonious, loving life. We are preparing ourselves for live life to the fullest, because that is kind of the vibration that we're entering into. Before I get too nerdy about this, but this is really what I see. I do really see that we are tuning into another type of reality, another type of vibration on this earth as well. And because of that, we have a decision to make, but we also have a responsibility to tune into and prepare ourselves for a better life. And the ways that we can do that is when we do feel good inside, when our cells, every single cell in our being, just feel good. Because when the cell feels good, we are operating from a totally new level, in and out, mind, body, soul. The biggest difference that I made for myself, and I really seen for myself when it comes to feeling good and when it comes to enjoying my moments, being able to fully enjoy them and fully feel that I'm enjoying them, is that I'm not putting so much meaning into the doubt. I'm not putting so much meaning into when I'm wavering. And those days when we are enjoying our lives to the fullest and then the doubt strikes or something suddenly like happens so that we start to waver, those moments are excellent moments to practice and take responsibility for not like leading into that much and not make that mean so much for us. If we can do that, it's much easier for us to continue to enjoy our days. What I noticed, like the biggest difference for me for having like days where things didn't work out for me, things where it didn't felt good, when I felt very sad or whatever it was for kind of moments I was in, and when I really started to get ahead of things, when I really started to really turn my life and turn into happiness and turn into more kind of waves of happiness more than the waves of sadness, so to say, was when I also started to not make it mean so much. So that means that when I had a moment of doubt or when I have a moment of wavering or something like that, I'm not being hard on myself. I'm not blaming myself for that. Oh, not this happens, okay. Or I'm not like letting my negative mind taking over and just say to myself that, okay, yeah, now you need to work harder. Now it doesn't work, so you need to work harder, you know? I'm not being like that kind of using any kind of response. I'm just like letting that wave ride, if that makes sense, right? So let's say that I have some certain type of moment of doubt or moment of worry or something. First and foremost, I'm just being honest, like, okay, hey, you know, right now I'm actually experiencing worry and doubt. Okay, great. interesting, you know, I'm just observing what's happening. And then I usually like go into the feeling and really feel into what does this feeling need right now. And sometimes I feel that, okay, I need to get it out still. I really need to get it out still. So I give myself moments for that. Or it can be that, okay, you know what, right now I actually don't need to respond on this. This is just a little bits of a doubt, and it's okay. But I will continue my day and do something else. So that's kind of the regulation that we have to tune into and feel into. And I do believe that that is a really great power in it. It's a really great power in not giving so much meaning into when you feel some certain type of doubt or something. Like, see it at, okay, it happened, great. Now I'm turning back to the new reality or the other type of reality again. Great, I see that this is coming, great, but I want to choose this. Okay, I want to choose this. This is my choice. No, if we can learn to do that, wow, there's we can really live life to the fullest. When we are not being too hard on ourselves, we're also open up to the frequency of love. And this is the next thing which I see where we can really enjoy and have the best spring ever by loving ourselves to the fullest, being compassionate to the fullest. And that means that if we have learned some certain type of behavior of giving ourselves tough love, being hard on ourselves, or giving us too little love, neglecting ourselves, or whatever it is for your case, see where in your life where you see that you can give yourself more love. I discussed this actually with a woman for just a week ago. This was very interesting, and she told me that she don't need to invite more of the love energies because she has a very loving home, she has a very loving family and everything of that, and she didn't really felt resonated with, you know, inviting so much love into the atmosphere, so to say. It was a really interesting discussion we had, and I asked her and said to her, like, why can't we invite just more love then? Like, okay, you don't need to do anything actively and so forth, but why would you not want to invite more love into your home? I mean, like, even though you have a really, really loving relationship and everything, I do believe that love frequency is the one of the highest frequencies. So why should we not invite an overflow of it? Why shouldn't we just continue to see love in everything? See love in everything that we do. And this comes a little bit hand in hand also when it comes to spring, like romanticizing our lives. But seeing love in that, now I'm making myself a cup of tea and it feels so loving, like really feel how it feels to do that for ourselves. Or I'm taking this morning walk and I love every single moment of it, right? Why can't we like be in that kind of bubble of love? When we look into and when we feed ourselves with this kind of love energetics, we do also feel very great. We do also feel very content from within. So this means that in every single moment in your life, like start to pay attention to what it is that you love about yourself, about your life, and what it is that you love about the day, what it is that you love about the moment, and ask yourself, how can I add a little bit more love into this moment? Let's say that you're going for a walk, a morning walk in the sun. How can I love this morning walk a little bit more? And this is not to come from a state of lack or wanting or desiring, or there is a conflict here, okay? So pay attention to that you first have connected to that love frequency, that you first and foremost do feel fulfilled in the moment, that you do feel grateful, that you do feel that around you, you have this moment of that you're just enjoying your life, right? You're enjoying the walk, you're enjoying the trees, you're enjoying how the wind feels, you're enjoying the thoughts that you're having, you're enjoying the day that you have ahead of you, whatever it is, right? You make sure that you're tuning into that type of state, and from that state, from the state of abundance, then you say, and how can I love this situation even more? What we do then is, instead of just giving ourselves love and being kind of settled with that, we're giving an overflow of that love. When you have a moment for yourself, let's say, like, I love to sit and have my tarot readings, like making that kind of session for myself, like the most lovable ever. Like, how can I make it so I really love every single second of this tarot reading that I do for myself at this time, right? Or reading this book, or going and meeting the friends, or whatever, right? So tune into that love frequency and give yourself an overflow of that love frequency by paying attention to how can I love this situation a little bit more, asking yourself that. If you get great value out of this podcast, I know you are so dedicated to shift your circumstances around. And what I notice with dedicated people like you is that they tend to get stuck in a hard mode. This hard mode have the ingredients of pressure, disbelief in oneself, operating in a continuous fixing mode. And the tweak I've noticed has the greatest impact towards deep fulfillment is a shift in perspective, in how you are experiencing life. Changing my own perspective to life and continuously practicing a new way of experiencing my days has totally shifted my vibration at its core. An attitude change is an act of love towards your truest self. And that's why I created the coaching package Struggle Free, because I'm all about normalizing the new version of us that we truly are meant to be. So if you are ready to live life to the fullest, enjoying moments of everyday life and make it easier for yourself and desires to blossom, this coaching package is for you, where we're stepping out of the struggle and into a different way of living and operating from. Check the details in the description, where you can also book a free call to discuss it closer. Then I also want you to make an environment that you truly want to be in. Okay, so in order for us to enjoy spring to the fullest and our life to the fullest is by also creating this kind of environment where we actually feel that it's inviting for us. It's pleasurable to be here. It's easy to be here. It's fun to be here. So take a situation, for instance, where you feel that this doesn't feel so fun, actually, this situation for me, and see how you can create an environment that is better suited for having fun in that environment. So let's say that you're beginning with your workout practice again, and it doesn't feel fun for you. It doesn't feel fun. There's something that feels some certain type of resistance. There's something that doesn't feel so fun. It maybe feels very serious. Okay, what is it that I need? How can I create the best possible environment for this kind of workout and workout habit and workout like ritual that I do for myself? Like, how can I make it as pleasurable, fun, inviting as possible? And do not, like, in certain type of things, I do think that it's really like great if we feel that I'm buying a new type of clothes and all of that, things like that can really be helpful. I really do believe that objects is as spiritual as anything else, like nothing is more spiritual than others, or nothing is more like internal than others in one way, but the way that we sometimes use objects is a little bit different. So really feel into also that you can do that, of course, if that feels great, like buying some new type of gym clothes or whatever. But what I want you to really feel into and tune into here is that how can I make it inviting? How can I make it inviting this step before that even? Like how does it feel inviting to put the clothes on? How does it feel inviting to spread out the yoga mat in my room? How does it feel inviting for me to do it 10 minutes longer than I usually do if you want to, heighten the intensity for your workout practice, for instance, or whatever it is, right? So what are my kind of desires in regards to my different desires, so to say, and how can I make it as inviting as possible? How can I make it inviting for me to continue with this kind of project or completing this project? How can I make it the most pleasurable ever? How can I make it so fun that I feel giggly every single time I'm thinking about picking it up, right? So how can I make the best environment possible? If it is a new job that I'm searching for, like how can I make that environment feel really inviting for me to apply for jobs? Is it that I want to be in like a relaxed state, sitting on a couch or sitting at a cafe or sit outside? Is it that I want to have some chill music on? Is it that I want to, color my CV a little bit? What is it? What is it that I can do so that I really tune into and that I really, create the best environment for me? And sometimes it can be that, okay, I will need to clean out some shit as well before I do that. So they can be that, I have these to negative thoughts or patterns, negative thought patterns that usually show up. Okay, great. I don't want this in this environment because this is not helping the environment to feel inviting. Okay, then I need to declutter that, right? The spring is also a lot about decluttering and a lot about like refreshing, replenishment, right? So that's why we're also having this kind of energy. So get use of that energy as well and create the great environment for yourself. I will leave you with a journaling prompt for this time. And this journaling prompt, I want you to have a look at in your moments in life, and you can pick an area. For instance, if you feel there is an area that you're not really like feeling great about, or you don't feel really that you can enjoy it to the fullest, or if you want to just take your lifestyle in general, or you want to take like your daily lives in general or whatever, right? And then you're asking yourself like, where do I stripe, deprive, I think it's the right word, or where do I take away the happiness in this moment? Because what I notice many times is that we sometimes can have really good moments, and it's a lot of potential in those moments. But for many different reasons, we choose not to enjoy that. We choose to, and that can happen subconsciously, right? So it's not that blaming yourself here or anything like that, but we can choose to, in one way or another, to not enjoy it the fullest, just because we are finding ways how it is that we can't be in a happiness bubble, so to say. That there is something that needs to be fixed in this situation, or there is something that isn't good enough in this situation, or there is something that I need to work harder in this situation, or there is something that doesn't go well in this situation, right? We have these actually usually patterns actually for where we deprive ourselves from our own happiness. So that's your journaling prompt. Where in my life, where in this area of my life am I depriving, taking away my own happiness from this moment? And what is it that I can add then? What is it that I can do so that I can enjoy this to the fullest? This was a very energetic episode for me, and I am looking so much forward to celebrate spring to the fullest this spring, making it the best spring ever. I'm looking so much forward to hearing how you are doing it as well. And yeah, we tune into each other next time. Take good care of yourself. Bye.